Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Kathy.
Welcome to Follow the Moon. Today we want to take you on a journey with us to a very special RV park. It's called Sumter Oaks RV Park. It's also part of the Escapee's park system. It's located in Bushnell, Florida on County Road 673, probably not any more than a mile off of Interstate 75, between the Turnpike and Tampa.
This was the second time that we'd been there. The first time was our very first trip out in our Georgetown. Now,
if you've been watching the Class C travels that we've had, the three-part series, as soon as we bought the Georgetown, our first trip out was to this park. We wanted to check and see how everything performed on 50 amp service, try the washer dryer, kind of do a shakedown on that rig. So we just recently went back there. So during this video you're going to see some video from our current day trip, and you're also going to see some pictures of the trip we did back in I believe early February of 2019.
The neat thing about this is that back then it was, you said February, and this one just was recently, and that was July. Did I say that? Did you? I guess we're repeating ourselves. At any rate, we hope that you will enjoy coming on this walk with us.
This is a map of the park, and the very first time we stayed, we were in Site 43, the one that's circled. We stayed right beside that this time in Site 42. Now this is the entrance to the camp when you come in, the office there on your right, and we were straight down that first road. We'll come back and show you the site a little bit later.
We're coming up to the activity center. Now, I've heard that there's a pool in there. Is that correct?
There's a sign out in front that says indoor pool on it. I'm not sure if the pool still exists or not. We really couldn't check it out with everything that's going on health-wise. That center was closed down when we were there, so don't have a real good idea of what all is inside there.
It looked big enough for it anyway.
Definitely. Nice looking facility and everything well maintained.
Hi, Maggie.
Now this is going down along the road along the front of the park, and as you get to this corner, this is a smartweigh system, and the Escapee's parks in 3 of their locations, one in Arizona, one at their main one in Livingston, and this one in Bushnell, Florida, have the smartweigh scales that you can get your 4 corner weighs. I believe it's $45 for an RV or $55 if you have a towed or a truck and a trailer. But it's a good way to know that your load is balanced and you're within all your legal limits.
As you can see, there were quite a few people that were camping there this weekend. Now to the left of us is a really great dog park, and it's pretty good sized. We actually were just taking the walk around. We like to do that when we first get into a park, just to see what's going on. And then beyond that is a cow pasture. So this is called Cow Patty Lane.
They have some very creative names for their streets in the park.
You can see all the beautiful canopy of trees. That's one of my favorite things about this park. I think there were cows out there. Doug said he saw them. I was busy looking at the trees.
The entire park has a lot of tree canopy, as you'll see, but they are trimmed up nice and high, even as tall as our rig is. We're 12 foot 10 inches, and we weren't close to dragging limbs anywhere that we drove through the park. So they do keep them up well, but they are beautiful canopy to be parked in and amongst. When you get to the back of the park, the road curves to the right, and I think this is one of the prettiest parts of scenery in the whole park, is back here along the back road.
Now, when we were there in the spring, you're going to see some of the pictures. There was water clear up to just an embankment right to the left of that road. We were actually walking out there, and it was our first time. I was really surprised at how far out the water was. But you know, you would think with all the rain that we'd had that it would have a lot of water. But this was July, and it must have gone down because you could see a lot more of the tree trunks, and you could still see water way out there, but it was still beautiful.
You can see the water lines on those trees there too, that sitting on that bench, you were right there at the water. We talked about Cow Patty Lane, and this road is called Alligator, and I'm sure there's some kind of significance for that, although we didn't see any. I'm sure we heard a few off in the distance.
That should have been Otter Lane.
Yeah.
This is a picture from when we were first out there, and you can see that water was right up underneath that tree trunk or that fallen tree, and those otters were jumping down in the water and coming back up, and it was a lot of fun watching them. But it was on dry land when we got there this time.
It was far enough out we didn't venture out through it to see if the otters were still out there in the wet part, because I'm not really sure what all might have been living in that drier land at this point.
That's right. That tree right there is an interesting tree. These owls, they are barred owls, and they come up there every evening. And I did get some pictures the last time, but I got some really great pictures this time. And it was just amazing. Doug called me up and said, get your camera and a good lens and come down. Let's get some pictures of this thing. So I ran down there quickly in the evening. But that's where they come down to, or I guess at least that one. I don't know if there's more than one or not.
And they looked pretty well fed. They were good size.
This was back in the spring. There's those white birds again.
One of the things about this park that I do have to mention, if you've taken the inside tour of our coach, if you've watched that video, you saw some of Kathy's artwork, and we have the wetland, we have the owl, we have 2 or 3 pictures in our coach of the ones that we put up that were from at this park. It's just absolutely a beautiful park. Gives you an idea of some more of the sites. The park's laid out in a loop, and then there are roads that run from the front to the back. So it's a very easy to navigate park, and every park that way is close to all of the scenic areas.
There's that water. Now I'm taking pictures standing in the area where we're going to be showing right there how dry it is now. It did really surprise me. Now that's how it looks now. Those are just pictures that we took this recent time. I got to walk a little bit of a ways back in there.
Now this is the bathhouse. There's one and only bathhouse in the park. Very clean. It's an older one, of course, but it's kept spotless. Men's and ladies' rooms in there with showers, and then the laundry is on up front in the office. We'll show you that here in a bit.
The park is actually very pristine. It's woodsy. You get the old Florida feel about it, and at the same time you feel safe and very peaceful.
Out in the distance there you can see a little bench with some landscaping. It's actually just coming out from around behind one of the trees there, and they've got nice places for you to sit and look out over the wetlands and enjoy the creatures, enjoy the trees, enjoy nature.
How would you like to be camping there? That was a lucky spot.
Very pretty.
Now walking back in here, this is actually set up as a memorial to some of the people who have stayed there, as well as some of their pets.
A lot of them have the military insignias for whatever branch of the military they maybe had served in. A little bit about their story, and I don't know a lot about how this was done and how it all works, but it really is nice to see that. You can tell there's been some people that have been residents there at the park, and a couple of their pets that have been memorialized there, and what a beautiful view to look out over. Now as we're going around the next corner, which will come up the other side of the park, there's an area right here to our front on the left that is a wash area, that if you want to bring your RV or if you want to bring your truck up there, it's a special designated area where you can wash your tote or wash your rig. And then as you'll see, this is Donkey Lane.
Why would it be called Donkey Lane?
Well, there's your answer. Depends what time of day you go out there, but there is quite a little herd of donkeys over there. I think there's probably close to a dozen of them. A couple little ones, and they were fun to watch.
They all wanted to get into the picture. Is it a herd or a pack?
I don't know. I think it's a herd.
I heard that.
This is coming on down along the side at the pasture land that the donkeys, and I'm sure a few other animals enjoy. The donkeys were the only ones that we saw out while we were there. But they have the little cutouts of the cows and goats, and so I'm sure there may be some other livestock along there. And again, more pretty sights along the side. Most every site has a concrete patio. Most of the time you're parking on grass, but you do have concrete patios on most of their sites there. There are some pull-throughs. The pull-throughs are all 30 amp. Everything that's 50 amp is a back-end site. And if you're an Escapee member, there is a great break on the price. They actually do currently some monthly rates, even in the winter months, at $369 if you're an Escapees member, which for Florida is kind of unheard of. So definitely check this park out. If you're not a member of the Escapees, there's a lot of benefits to being a member also. So definitely a good park to check out, and a good membership to look at too. Here we're coming back up to the front of the park. This is where Donkey Lane meets Sumter Oaks again. And you're watching the main road out in front, so you see there's very little traffic out there. Now they do have propane fill available there. As far as what you need for your RV, again, propane is there. The office, again with COVID, we were locked out of the office, but the amenities, the bathhouses are nice and clean. It's just a well-maintained little park.
They had laundry facilities there.
This is coming along the back side of the office, and this door right here takes you into the laundry facility. It's 4 dryers and 7 washers, and again, clean as can be, very well taken care of.
It's a quiet park too. A lot of people there, and they were friendly, very friendly people.
This is out the side of the office. That's the main entrance up there.
That's where we started.
And there's where we were parked. We were in that spot, and then the very first time we were there, we were in the spot just to the right of that.
And there we go.
So we were off on our next adventure, but we wanted to take a moment, share with you Sumter Oaks. I think it's kind of a little hidden gem. It's not a large park, so I do recommend reservations. Very economical, very pretty. If you're into Florida nature, you can't beat it.
Thank you for following the moon.
We look forward to seeing you on our next journey. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.